Hello, Rupa here from Crafters Corner. I'm back with another video tutorial. We're going to do a fun technique today, something which I've enjoyed playing in the past 2 days. It's so addictive, believe me, days, and I'm just loving it. This is the foil technique, gilding or the foil technique using the cream foil bond and the metallic foil here. So the glue comes in a nice jar like this, which is the base for sticking your foil. And then once this dries, we use the foil and create the foil technique or the gilding technique. And the foil comes in two colors, gold and silver. Okay, so let's get started. It's a nice fun technique for which I have already prepared a small little board here. Okay, this is a small wood scrap here. I have decoupaged a floral tissue from Crafters Corner, wide range of tissues available there, and then created a background with dry brushing techniques using the very chalky paints from Kenans, which is October Mist and Purple Lilac. I just love the gray tone of this October Mist. Definitely a must buy if you like the shabby chic kind of projects. So of course dry brushed a little with a black acrylic in the end just to give it a little texture to the background, and technique using the cream foil bond and the foil sheet. Um, there are so many ways of using this foil bond. You could either use a stencil to draw out a pattern or maybe write a letter or write a name or alphabets or anything or any image, anything, whatever, any stencil pattern can be used along with a foil bond using a palette knife. Or you could just scrape here and there with a foil bond using a brush or even your finger. So whatever be the method, what you need to remember is once you apply the foil bond, you will see it as I'm using it. You can see how white this is. Okay, so when you apply it is white, and then when it dries it gets transparent. So that is when it is ready to take on the foil. So don't rush into getting it dry using a heat gun or so. It doesn't work, because when you stencil it, you are layering or embossing it. So there's a thick layer of glue which takes time to dry. So it's better to leave it to dry naturally rather than speeding it up. I did do mess up with an accident like that, where I tried to dry it up with a heat gun and then it was still sticky and the foil wasn't sticking well. So that's my experience to you. So allow it to dry naturally. You will see the difference when you apply it wet and then when it dries. So it's translucent or almost transparent, colorless when it dries. So that's when you know it is ready to take on the foil. So for this, as I said, the plague is ready. I am thinking this could be a nice little paperweight or whatever on the table. So since there are flowers on this plaque, I'm thinking I will stencil out bloom. So it could be a nice positive quote to look forward to on your table. And I have this stencil which I got from a local stationer here, and I don't want it anything too formal. These look like fun alphabets. So I shall just stencil out bloom using this stencil and the foil bond. Okay, and I have this small palette knife here, the capital B. There's B, just a little bit. There's B, and I think I've got some extra. So let's pull that off. Otherwise you'll have foil sticking wherever the glue is, mind you. So you've got to be a little careful. And then let me move to some small alphabets. And there's L. This is going to be tricky because that is not dry yet. So I have L, and then I'm going to do an O. Oh my god, this is like too much concentration. Okay, O, and I need another O. You don't want it too raised or embossed. We're just going to foil it. So, okay. O, O. I think I managed. And an M, which can be here. And what's nice about this foiling technique is it gives a nice vintage look when you put the foil on top, especially when it rubs off in areas where it is heavy on the glue and a little light on places where there is less glue. So you can see nice and white it is when you apply. Okay, and as it dries it gets translucent. I don't want to speed this up with a gun because as you see it's a little raised, so I want to give it its own natural time to dry. Meanwhile, I wanted to show you that whatever is excess in your palette knife, you could always just scrape it off here and there, mind you. So wherever there's blue, the foil will stick there. So I could just probably take some in my fingers too and then scrape it here and there. So it gives a nice gilded kind of look. Okay, doesn't have to be too raised, it can be just light here and there. Okay, so now let me allow this to dry and then I shall finish this up. The sides, maybe I think I will cover it up with a darker chalk paint. Allow this to dry and then come back. Okay, so I'm back. The panel is dry. The glue is also dry. As you can see, it's translucent here. It took about 2 hours. I just let it to dry naturally. Only when I'm convinced that it is dry, I'm going to take up the foil now. You can see, I hope you remember how it was when I had applied. It was nice and white. So right now it's just a shiny kind of thing there. So we can use the foil. And for this, I'm going to use the silver foil. This is how the foil comes. It comes out in a roll. So this is the silver part and this is the back side. So what you need to do is press the back side of the foil onto the glue and then just pull it off. So it gives it sticks on to where the glue has been applied and gives you this foil effect. See, like I said, you can see the foil a little light and little shaded. So where the glue is heavy, it's a little more, and here you can see that it's a little light. Okay, so let me start doing this. Let's see how this blooms up. So there's the L, and yeah, so you can be a little prudent in using this foil if you place it exactly and not waste. There you go. And where's my M? There is the M. So it's as easy as that. So you let it sit, press it, and then pull it. So that's the bloom there. And then if you remember, I did apply a few here and there, which was excess. That's there. Okay. Here a bit. Oh, I'm just loving the silver effect. I'm going to show you some projects where I've used the gold foil. Okay, so this gives a nice gilded effect. If you can see the random applications here and there, I think that's about it. See, that's how it looks. Bloom, nice and shiny, shabby chic at the same time. Okay, this can sit nicely on the table. And I did do up the sides with chalk paints from Cadence. So now you saw how easy it is to use the foil bond and the metallic foil to give some amazing effects to your crafty projects, be it home decor or even your cards, scrapbooking, anything, you name it. You can use this on any surface. So just apply the cream foil bond, wait for it to dry, keep the foil on top, and then just pull it off. Okay, so as you are seeing this, I will show you some projects which I've done using the gold foil. Okay, so here I have a candle stand, which again I've used the chalky paints and then distressed it. And then if you can see, I've just applied the foil bond in random places and then stuck the gold foil. So this gives a nice kind of gilded effect. Okay, so here and there the peeled kind of effect. Same is the case with the other candle stand. This is a nice teal and gold. And then I have this. So here I have stenciled a Buddha image using the same foil bond and then used gold foil to peel. So that gives a nice rustic vintage look to the project. Of course, the background, wood background. Okay, so go ahead, get your cream foil bond and the foil sheets from Crafters Corner. This amazing product from Kedans makes gilding such an easy experience. Go ahead, you can just get creative and use them in many different ways. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I shall see you soon with another tutorial. Bye bye.